Hey, how you doing? This is Tom, and this is Tom's Radio Room Show. And this morning, I had one of those, oh my gosh, why didn't I think of that before moments? I had loaded up the SDR Uno connected to my SDR Play RSP Duo with my 31-foot vertical antenna to see what's on shortwave because the solar flux index has been staying above 72 for about a week. So I thought, maybe I can get something on the radio. It's 6:15 in the morning here in Clearwater, Florida. And I was messing around with this, messing around with the databases and doing scans using the scan function on these databases. And then I got to thinking, now wait a minute. One of the features that I've asked the people at SDR Play to add is when you're doing a memory bank scan, that when it stops on a signal, which may or may not be a station, that it highlights in your database what that channel is, station is, program is. And to date, they haven't done it, but that's okay. I know they're busy. So I just, a light came on and it said, hey, I could use one of my big databases. This one here is, it's an older version of the EIBI frequency database, which you can download off the internet. And then with the help of one of my subscribers, I cleaned it up so that it was applicable for using in SDR Uno. So he removed all the duplicates for a given station having multiple programs. So he deleted those. And then I deleted myself. I deleted other duplicates that showed up for other reasons. There weren't very many of those. So he did most of the work. Anyway, it's like, oh, you know what? I could scan using the range function. And right now I'm using this range right here, 3.5 megahertz to 17 megahertz. Let me close that. And have this database open and go here, right click, and say filter by frequency received, which here it is, just gives you an example. So that was what was playing was the Adventist World Radio with the Preacher Man on 4.84 megahertz. So then I could scan, I'll do it right now, scan, see, now it stopped on one. Okay, there's one. Oop, I missed it. Now, a couple of things it'll do. Since I'm doing a frequency range scan, then it's scanning all the frequencies that are in this range and using an increment. Let's see what the increment is. 5,000 hertz or 5 kilohertz. And so it's going to find noise, for instance, that's not in the database, of course, because it's not a station. And so it will stop, but it won't find anything in the database. Or it'll be slightly off frequency and call it something else. Now, this one in particular, it says there is something sometimes available at 4.81, and it's air phono, I don't know how you pronounce it anyway. And it's probably not that, or I just can't hear it. And I'm just hearing noise. So let's go, let it scan for a while, and I'll shut up. Here we go.
del contra lo anterior cumplidos, según expresó. ¿Verdad? Es una guía. Yo creo que posible vigilancia ilegal de la entonces embajadora de Estados Unidos esta semana. El lunes la compañía de
I'm going to stop it for a second. So it's doing exactly what I wanted, in that it's scanning through, I'm using the range option, through that range, and it's monitoring the frequency, and if that frequency that it stops on is in this database that I selected here, then it will display it. That's exactly what I wanted. And what I could do is I could change the configuration of the scan here to have the hold time be a little longer so that I have time to stop it and then see what's over here and then put it in my log, or I can just have it down here, wait on signal until the signal is gone. So I'm going to change that hold time to 10 seconds. Whoa, 310, that's a little long. Okay, come on. 10 seconds, there we go. Okay, so now it's going to hold a little longer. It gives me a time to see if I want to stop here. There we go. Now when I start this, since I didn't do a pause, I did a stop, it's going to start at the beginning of the file, the range again. Here we go.
Overcomerministry.org. Explica que en todos los municipios se realizarán actividades para conmemorar.
Okay, there's one I want to stop on. I should be using pause so that I can continue. So this says that possibly this is radio, what the heck is it? I don't know, I can't pronounce it, at 5.025. So I could put that in my log and look it up later and say, yeah, okay, this is a viable station. Now, this is not filtering by language, so I'm getting all languages. So this is doing almost exactly what I requested, almost. Now, another thing I requested to add is a strike counter. Now, you can, when you're doing either a range scan or a memory bank scan, you could have another column that when it hits a station, or maybe it's not a station, maybe it's noise, it would put in the database a hit counter. That would be cool. That way you can let it run, come back a couple hours later, and then sort on the hit count number. So that's another thing I ask them if they'll do. That'd be great. But anyway, I just wanted to show you what I discovered. Many of you know about this already. I don't know why I didn't think of it before. Feature that you can use a memory bank, put it on filter mode right here, display only the frequency that it stopped on, and then do a range scan. It looks like it works pretty cool. Now, what would be even better, I'm always asking for too much, is if it found something like it just found here, and it was in the database, or not in the database, that could be an option, it would store it in a brand new memory bank for use later. And then you'd have an accumulation. That would be your logbook. That would be your logbook. But maybe I'm asking too much. Anyway, if you enjoyed this show, please give me a thumbs up. And have a great day. Bye-bye.